Hello and welcome back to Kelly Loves K-Pop. I've got another ideal partner reading for you today, and the lucky idol is Suho. I had a Ko-fi donator request this. I tried to get some clarification because they sent me quite a lot of personal information with this request, and I'm not sure if I'm giving them what they asked for, but at the same time, if you wanted a personal reading, that should go to my Etsy shop. The donator readings are specifically for idol stuff that is, okay for public consumption. The Ko-fi donator readings are for like topics for the channel, not too much into your personal information. So if you wanted a personal reading, I definitely recommend going to the Etsy. And I'll make sure that link is on the screen right now. I always have it in my bio for every video, but yeah, if you want to have an in-depth analysis on a question of, particular to you, that's where you go. But anyway, with that said, we're going to go ahead and do an ideal partner reading. You guys know how these go. 6 traits of said idol, and then 6 clarifiers on what the partner is going to bring to the table as far as that goes. Are these traits good or ideal, for the idol? Again, I don't read on idol partners, the partner. I do call it ideal partner because it's what's ideal, what traits are idealized by the idol. So essentially, this is always going to be about Suho. Not about whoever he's going to partner up with, right? It's just going to tell you values and qualities that person may have, or that may be good for Suho because of who he is and where he is in his life. So I hope that makes sense. I do a lot of these readings, and I try to say that every time. I don't do love readings. I did do a V and Jenny partner / friendship reading because they were a hot topic, and that's what we cover on the Patreon. But generally, that's because they're both public figures. Otherwise, if the person is not a public figure, I don't do the reading on them. Private lives remain private. So that's how that goes. So yeah, we're going to do an ideal partner, and then I'll make sure I do my regular little check-in on Suho to see what his current energies are. Okay, so I don't really follow EXO. I don't really know that much about them, so this will be all new information to me. Okay. Let's see. Seems like he's got a lot of light attributes. That's good. Seems like he's in a pretty good place in his life. Pretty happy place. Everyone has good and bad. Everyone has things that they are working through to better themselves. We're all works in progress, so don't take any shadow attributes or negative traits to mean they're a bad person. They're just working through things that we all work through, so. Okay. So we have child orphan, and this talks about he's a very independent person. To the Sea also talks about spending a lot of time kind of alone to process. He might simply just enjoy actually being out and fishing, or being, he may be like a water person, but on top of that, I think he needs a lot of personal time. So in a partner, he's going to need someone who doesn't mind him going off to kind of process and digest and recharge his battery. I think there's a lot of times that growing up, he was probably left alone. So he's basically learned to process any trauma or hardships by himself. And unfortunately, the partner is either going to have to be okay with that or not take it personal. Someone who is really much okay with, again, letting him kind of go off to do his introvert thing. He probably isn't like, I don't get a huge introvert vibe from him, but I do get that like when things are bad, he needs to mentally like get away from people. So a partner's just gonna have to be okay with that. We have the servant in the light. It means he is a natural people pleaser. TikTok means though, like, you needs to know when to help others and when to back off. In the way, especially this card talks about, I think he's gonna need that partner that isn't only okay with him taking that time away, but it's gonna have to tell him, you know, I can see you're worn down. I can see you're doing too much. I can see like you're putting everyone's responsibilities on your own shoulders again. Like, you need to get away. You know, it could be that this partner goes away with him. Like, it could be that their relationship is good enough that it's not a burden on him, but it probably will take a lot of time to get there. But yeah, he has a people pleasing aspect to him that needs some monitoring and needs someone to remind him that you can't do that all the time. You're gonna wear yourself out. The femme fatale and the loyal heart. Again, this talks about not taking it personal when someone needs space. So you know, the loyal heart means that there needs to be someone who can trust, someone who understands that can't, you know, a lot of people don't like space. They don't like time away because it makes them jealous. So this person has to be, you know, very loyal, trusting, knows that when he says he needs time to get away to recharge, that's what he's doing. It's like, it's for a lot of people, it's really hard to trust. I want to say really popular guys like him, that if he's going away for a while, he's taking a few days away, that he's not going off and seeing other people, you know. He's not, I think he's very loyal, and he needs someone who's also loyal to him if he's going to be away for long periods of time, that trust needs to be like at the forefront. Then we have companion. Again, it's just saying that all that trust is just going to make the relationship stronger. That he is a good partner and would do, you know, it's kind of that shirt off your back type, where it's like anything you needed, he's there for. So, and he's there to bring his partner up. You know, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. It's almost like he doesn't mind having a partner that maybe comes from a different standing than him, because he would help them, you know, do whatever they wanted to do. I don't think, I get the feeling like class or like the societal, you know, like money, you know, like how much money you come from, or your socio-political standing would matter to him as much as it would matter to him, maybe his family. So I think he feels like he's in a position that he doesn't have to care about where that person is in their again, their social standings. I do get this weird feeling that his family does, but I don't think he does. So I think he feels like he's in a place that he can lift anybody up, you know. Again, if they can cover these bases, which I think he feels like are the hard things to do, then the money or the political standing, he can handle that side. It's the when he needs to have his space and retreat. Can you handle that? Can you not be jealous? Can you not break the trust, right? Then we have the student. This is the one shadow card. This just talks about like kind of might have some communication issues. Again, I think that's kind of obvious here. I think there's a lot of things he knows about himself, but he's not good at explaining that to people, or I feel like some people also just don't feel like they have to explain every little bit of themselves to somebody else. That there should just be some space there for acceptance. And I do think this is saying, like, in a partner, the present moment has to mean kind of everything. So I think they're saying there is an absolute level of forgiveness that will have to take part in the partnership with Suho for a flaw in communication. That there's a lot of things he's still learning that he's not good at. A little flag that says you are here, you know, past, future. Like, it's almost like there are some things you're just going to have to take as is and understand that it's a process, and he's not going to be perfect at those things, but that partner is just going to have some patience and meet him where he is. I don't know if it's just trauma or there's just things he's privy to that he cannot talk about. I don't know. There's some kind of hold up with some things where he's just learned to retreat to deal with certain things, and some of that's just gonna have to be part and parcel with accepting him, you know, until he's ready to work through that. I don't think someone's gonna be able to push him to work through it when he's not ready. And that's interesting because a lot of my readings are all like, the ideal is they want someone who pushes them through some of these things. So I think for Suho, I get a really strong sense that he knows what he's good at and what he's not, and he is very much in charge of when he moves forward in his life and when he doesn't. And he wants someone who's kind of there to, again, meet him where he is, be accepting of his flaws too. Again, a lot of trust, but a lot of reward for that trust. So then we have Liberator, and we come to the edge. And I think this shows that the partner needs to be open-minded into trying new things, being spontaneous. If I remember correctly, Suho is an air sign. I want to think he's a Gemini, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I see a lot of spontaneity in him, a lot of going, you know, traveling, meeting new people, having new experiences, just really pushing himself to, you know, experience different cultures. I think he's, again, I feel like he's a member of his family that is more progressive. And sometimes I think maybe that's part of what's taught him to break away, because he knows maybe he doesn't try to change people's minds so much as he just tries to grow as his own person and get away when he needs to reorganize or compartmentalize or whatever it is he has to do to cope. So I do think going on adventures, his own personal adventures, and expanding his worldview is very important to him. It's probably part of why he wanted to be an idol, to meet a lot of different people and to go a lot of different places. And yeah, so he loves that. He loves the travel and adventure. And yeah, that's going to definitely be something that's important to him in a partner. So that's the ideal partner. And I'll just do a little check-in here. And I will take this time to tell you guys that I have a Patreon, and if you guys would like to support my channel, that's really the best way to do it. I do the coffee readings for donations, but really Patreon is the absolute best way. And not only do I cover more spicy in the news content there, but I do also take monthly requests. So especially right now, while there's not a lot of competition, you can get quite a lot of suggestions in there to do for monthly videos. So I would love to hear from you guys over at the Patreon. You know, right now the second tier, the highest tier, is only $10 a month. So, and you can always sign up for 1 month, watch the video, get your suggestion in, and then you know, and then leave again. So there's no commitment. You know, it's as you can and as you want. But I am slowly trying to move over to Patreon from Ko-fi. I think maybe by the end of the year, Ko-fi may no longer be an option. We'll see. We'll see. I'll wait to hear from you guys what you think. But I really would like to move all the way over to Patreon from Ko-fi, just to make my life a little simpler and have a little bit. It's a little easier to talk to you guys on Patreon than Ko-fi. Ko-fi messages seem to not quite go through. Sometimes, like for this reading, it's been a little harder to talk to you guys. So yeah, let me know what you think. All right, so Suho, how are you doing, Suho? Okay, let me do one more. I just want to make sure I've shuffled these good. Suho. Oops. Well, that wasn't good. All right, Suho. Ooh, 10 of Wands in reverse. Seems like a burden has been lifted from his shoulders. 9 of Swords. Yeah, there's an ending of a cycle here. But it's almost like an unwanted change. I mean, again, I am not up on what's going on with EXO. I think more members are about to start enlistment maybe by the end of this year. Is Kai a 94 liner? I don't know, there's like some changes going on. He's not sure about it, but Wheel of Fortune being upright means it'll actually be good for him. He was coming out of something that felt really limiting, burdening. I don't know. He's got something that had him in a state of like high stress. And I don't know if that was his solo. Because I know that the person who requested this reading was talking about him in his solo promotions. And if I remember correctly, that wasn't that long ago. So 4 of Cups also usually talks about kind of a missed opportunity. But this deck is a little different, I'm noticing. Like its imagery actually doesn't follow RWS that closely. Because 5 of Wands also usually talks about conflict, and here it's talking about personal growth. It's kind of like rising above the others. And the High Priestess in 5 of Rings talks about something he had to do. King of Swords also talks about coming out of feeling like you are the target or that you're locked into something. I don't know if it's solo. I don't know. there's a lot here that says like either something with his solo or something with his activities he did not like, he was not happy with, and he wanted to get out of there as soon as possible, which I know is probably not what people want to hear, but I'm just telling you what the cards are telling me. But yeah, I see like a lot of stress and again, overcoming chaos and strife, like overcoming hardship, missed opportunities. Although usually it's about not seeing, but this is almost like, I feel like this card is, in particular for this deck, is saying like he fully saw what he had to give up. And this is really asking for a much larger reading, but unfortunately, since this is just a tag along to the ideal partner, I don't have the time to do that right now. But yeah, as far as the check-in goes, he's overcome whatever this situation was. This feels a little bit like it was past, like it was recently past, like he's out of it, he's overcome it, and now things are good again, because the Four of Rings or Pentacles is about bringing back your resources and getting things together. I just really want to do a little bit of an oracle on this one. Just don't know which oracle I want to do. Maybe I'll grab this guy. It's been a little while. What had Suho so stressed out? Oop. Yeah. Again, it's like he's running out of time, and there's this resistance to his ideas, I think. I don't know, although he's probably very grateful to the fans and he doesn't want to ever come off like things didn't go his way, I do feel like he's just he's having to fight really hard to get what I think he feels lucky to get as much through as he did. But like he's seeing the situation for what it is. Again, there's like this. I don't know. He's caught something in the wind. Something. I know. I think Lay officially left SM Entertainment, and I don't know if that's a part. Like, he feels like he's maybe losing people who would help him fight the fight for EXO. It could be that he's scared that EXO fully may not get a lot of activity, that it's probably going to be a lot of solo stuff. And I've talked before about how I feel like SM literally only gives you things after you do services. Like, you can have some say in your solo if you do what they want you to do. You have to play like their game to get ahead in that company. And not that Suho didn't have a taste of it before, but I think, in solo activities, he really got to see it. I don't know if it's his first true solo. I feel like he may have had one or two before, but I feel like his eyes kind of really got open to how tough things are going to be kind of in the future for him. I do think he'll have success, but I think he's realizing a lot of, I think I saw this in Taemin's readings, where a lot of solo activities you have to kind of get your own resources for. SM, maybe the first couple they help you out, and then after that it's you have to figure it out on your own, or at least mostly on your own. And maybe that's a part of it, is that he got a reality check there that things were not going to be maybe as easy for him in the solo realm as he thought, not due to popularity but due to resources. and also kind of fighting for what you want it to be. I don't know, I feel like SM definitely plays favorites. The crazy thing is I feel like he should be one of them, but I guess not as much as I thought. So yeah, I think he said to fight like hell to be heard. And what he did get through, he feels lucky. These are a lot of like big feelings. So I don't think he's dealing with a lot of like personal, you know, I'm not seeing a lot of like truly personal issues. These look like big overarching work stresses for his current energies. So yeah, this High Priestess, I do feel like the stresses he's going through, he wants to make sure people don't have to see that. I don't think he wants anyone to worry about him. I think he knows this is a part of the game. I'm hoping Wheel of Fortune just means that like things are on his side in the future. You know, if this was successful for him, then he's going to be okay. Like he's overcome that, and maybe he's on a better trajectory now after going through some of that stress. But yeah, I think he was struggling for a little while, but I'm hoping this means he's coming out of that now. Maybe now that those activities are over, maybe he's getting some reprieve and he's getting to see some of the benefits or rewards from his hard work. So again, Four of Pentacles talks about bringing in his own resources. So he's got some things coming in for him after fighting through all that. But he did seem like he had a period of struggle. So yeah. I'm not sure if this is the reading you were asking for, but this is what I have for you. Thank you so much for your donation. Like I said, I messaged you on Ko-fi, so if you see that, get back to me. And yeah, thank you so much. I hope you guys are having a lovely day, and I love you all. Bye.